Well, we've been in Florida for a while now, and we checked out Cedar Key, where they had the best golf cart we've ever seen, and a pretty good storm. One thing about being at Beach Marina is we're on the Follow Your Dream Elvis Presley Parkway. This is actually the bridge where they filmed all the scenes from that movie. Also, while we're at Beach Marina, we are wild party people, and we're going to do some bingo. It's a pretty good time. We're the youngest people there, I think, and Sharon won $200. She's going to buy us. I also did a bit of fishing for redfish, snook, couple of snook, caught some catfish, and sheephead. Caught quite a few fish during the time that we were there. It was a pretty good time. Really enjoyed it. Nice redfish there. Saw some good gators, although we're going to see some bigger ones later on while we're down here. Saw some little lizards and some pretty scenery. Had some great sunsets on the mouth of the river there at the bay. Also, while we were there, Yankeetown had its big festival, arts and crafts and food. Good time. We also did a bike ride out along the canal. Sharon saw her first armadillo, which was pretty good. You can see her checking it out right there. We also did some snorkeling. Went snorkeling with the manatees. Sharon looking good on her little floaty. Took all about 20 minutes to get her into the water. We did see some manatee and some fish. That was a real good time. We also had Thanksgiving while we were there. It was a good group of people. A lot of good food. Had a real good time. After Beach Marina and Campground, we headed on to a boondocking site out near Fort Myers. Went down to Venice. Checked out that area there. Got some pretty neat trees. I meant to find out what they call these things, but they're all over the place, and this is the only place I've seen them. Pretty good looking stuff. Anyhow, there's a whole list of things you can't do on their beach. Went to Casperson Beach, looked for shark's teeth. This is us relaxing on the beach, having a good time, and yes, we did find some shark's teeth. While we're there, we'll also go kayaking around Pine Island. Real nice time. Went kayaking with some people we met while we were up in Michigan, back in Berrien Springs. That's where we stopped, and Sharon found some nuts on Shell Island. This is Dingo checking out some of the locals, and there we are there. It's pretty scenery. Next stop is Henderson's Fish Camp. We spent an entire month there, set up really nice place. Really enjoyed it. Had some great views. Lots of birds. And of course we did some kayaking around here and there. Good time. Really enjoyed that. Lots of alligators there as well. And although we didn't really get too close, but you can kind of see one off in the distance there. And there's one on the other side of these lily pads. There weren't a whole lot of them. Most I saw at one time was 5, but they were big. Saw these guys all the time, sandhill cranes, and a lot of bird life. We enjoyed feeding them. As you can see, they'd show up every morning looking for their bread. And I, of course, did some fishing. Lots of bass, but mostly I fished crappie. The crappie fishing was just fantastic. And we, of course, did some bicycle riding. Had a good time there. It was pretty scenery. We saw lots of gopher tortoises while we were there. And we also saw the biggest grasshopper I've ever seen. This monster grasshopper. We're there for Christmas, and for Christmas we got my mom. Flew her out for a week, and this is some donkeys down the road that we enjoyed feeding carrots and apples to. Mom checking out the turtle. And this was our Christmas dinner right there on the canal. Pretty good time. 2 of my favorite women. It's wonderful to have a mom here. We took her for a trip up the creek there, Josephine Creek. It was beautiful scenery. The people we stayed with in Crystal River. That's Randy and Sonia came out and spent a little time with us. Nice seeing them, and we went and played bingo again with my mom. We didn't win though. Took mom back to Tampa. Stopped in and saw some stingrays. We did get in to see some fish and some sharks and such as that. But mom really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It's a really neat place, and it's actually free. We got a good chance to see a manatee and its calf. There was lots of traffic though, even for a Sunday. They had a big old food truck get together. We went there and had dinner. It sucked, but still a pretty good time. We went out and did some more bike riding. Lots of bike riding at Highland Hammock. Pretty neat place. Got these suspended trails you can go across and walk through the swamps. And we saw a pig. First good view of a pig that we've seen in a pretty good while. Anyhow, that pretty much finishes up Henderson's fish camp. And next we're headed to the Everglades.